Are you looking to start your career in social media or add social media services to your already established business? In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can become a social media manager without any experience so that you can start making money right away. Hello, my name is Andrea Jones. I have been working as a social media manager for 9 years now. And in 2020, my business made nearly $900,000 in revenue. And a lot of people are asking me, Andrea, how do we get started in this field, especially if we don't have any experience? So I decided to create this video. I'm going to break down everything you need to do to land your first social media management job and start making money. I want to start with the idea though first, before I get into the tips, because social media is not for the faint of heart. When we think about managing social media, it's one of those jobs that never sleeps. You could very easily work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's always a new trend, a new platform update, a new something. And so I do think I want to give you that little bit of a heads up if you're thinking about going into this world. But because social media changes so much, we basically have job security. So with that, I want to dive into these 8 tips for how to become a social media manager. And the first tip is to really start with your why. Start with your why and really deeply understand why you want to do this job. Like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. When I first started as a freelancer, I actually really enjoy social media. I like playing around on the platform. I'm naturally an introvert, so I loved that I could turn it on, go and network, do my thing, and then turn it off and read my books, right? So for me, it opened up a way to build connection and community that I previously didn't have. My why now is a little bit different. Now that I have a thriving agency, I have a young family, and my why is to provide for my family, yes, but also to create opportunity for so many other people. Both within my agency, we have over 15 team members in my agency right now. And with people like you watching this video, I want to show you and be an example of what's possible. So the next step as you're diving into social media management is to choose your angle. Some people call this a niche. Some people call this, understanding the market, but really having an angle on your services. Starting off with doing all of the things for all of the people can be very exhausting. I know because I did that as well. When you choose your angle, you could really help narrow it in both for yourself and for your ideal client and customer so they understand how you can help them. So there's 3 different ways you can do this. Number 1 is choosing a topic. So this can be, working with pet businesses or working with beauty brands. When I first started, I focused on lifestyle brands, especially those in the wellness space, because I have a background working for spas, helping people with massage and facials. And I worked as a manager at a spa. And so I took my knowledge of spa world into my social media world. So think about if there are any topics that you can kind of narrow in on. The second type of angle you can take is a platform-based angle. So when I'm thinking about this, it's specializing in Pinterest or TikTok. It's specializing in Instagram or Facebook. It's specializing in, even more specifically, Facebook ads. Focusing in on a platform like that can really help your target audience understand how you can help them. And the last angle you could choose is a service-specific angle. Now, this one is great if you have a natural strength already. So if you are naturally good at copywriting, then social media copywriting may be your angle. If you're great at design, social media design. If you're great at video, social media video editing could be your angle. So think about one of those 3 angles, choose one and start going really heavy in on branding yourself as an expert in that space. And as you're selecting one, choose one where your natural skills already lie, because it'll be very easy for you to apply those skills to your new clients as you get them. All right, the third step to building out your social media management business with no experience is to start learning now. And you learn by doing. So the great thing about this industry is that anyone can create a social media account. There are no barriers to entry here. So I want you to start learning on your own accounts. Okay. Social media changes way too fast. And our potential clients and customers don't necessarily need an expert. They just need someone who knows something more than they do. So, do you know how to optimize a TikTok account? Because you've set up yours, you could probably help someone set up theirs. Do you know how to edit videos? Because you edit your own videos, you can help someone with theirs. Do you know how to create an Instagram carousel post? Because you've created one before, you can help someone create theirs. So when we think about your skill set, it's time to put the pedal to the metal and start learning how to do this using your own brand. I actually tested this out on my very first client. So my first paying client, I was actually doing some videos for her because I started my YouTube channel in 2007 and I started my business in 2014. So I actually started editing and creating videos for her, like user-generated content. And she asked me to then start posting that to her social media. And I said, hey, I haven't actually done this for anyone before. Do you mind if I charge you a lower rate and figure it out as we go? And she said, yeah, absolutely. And that's how I got my first client. And y'all, this came from Fiverr. Okay, so Fiverr and Upwork are great places to start to find clients who are willing to pay a lower cost and have someone work with them on doing this. So if you're getting paid to learn, that's great. Otherwise, you need to learn for free on your own accounts. Tip number 4 is to practice the copywriting side. No matter if you specialize in other elements like graphic design or video, you need to understand the components of what makes words, copy, convert for your clients and customers. So do some studying up on the top posts in your industry. Look in, let's say you work with pet businesses, look at top brands in that industry and see what their highest performing posts are. Start breaking down why those posts work. Do they have an interesting hook, something that captures users right away? Are they funny and telling jokes? Do they use wit and humor as a way to convert? Do they have strong calls to action? Are they asking their clients and customers to go visit a website to click a link? Or are they asking for comments and engagement? Start looking at the conversations that people are having on social media within whatever angle that you've chosen and start studying up on why top performing posts are top performing. This type of reverse engineering strategy is how a lot of social media managers excel in their space. I mentioned before how social media changes way too fast, and it does. And the reason why a lot of people find success on social media is keeping up with those changes. So it's really hard to write a manual on all of this. I've done my best in my program at the Savvy Social School. Y'all go check that out. But when we think about the success of a post, a lot of it has to do with the words that are being said there. One last tip I'll give here as well is to use emotion, human emotion, when you're thinking about crafting your posts and putting them together. When we think about human emotions, that's how many people make decisions. We buy something because we like it. We purchase that fitness class because we want to feel good about ourselves. We buy a new set of earrings because we want to feel pretty. We buy a course on children sleep habits because we want our kid to sleep. We have a lot of feelings around things. So there is a psychology that you can tap in when you're writing your captions that will help them convert better. All right. Tip number 5 is to focus on strategy and reporting. And really, this is all about showing your work. Your clients want to see your thought process. You remember how in algebra, 10th grade algebra, the teacher would say, Andrea, show your work. How did you get this formula result from this start? Y'all know what I mean. Maths, not my strong suit. However, your clients want to see you show your work. They want to see that you know what you're talking about. So when you first get a client, outline the strategy for them. This is what I'm thinking. This is the direction I want to take in. And then your reports show the follow through in that. These are the steps that we took. And then here's the analysis at the end. This is how we're going to change this because it didn't work, or continue doing this because it really did work. It's really that simple. You can make your reports simply showing your work. And this is huge when you're becoming a social media manager, because there's a lot of people in this space who are not doing that. And so their clients don't see or feel like anything is happening because they're not getting those status updates. And so they end up canceling their services because they feel like it's not working. You need to show them that it's working, especially those hidden stats. Instagram's notorious for hidden stats, shares, saves. Those stats are hidden. You can't just see them if you're casually looking at a profile. So you got to show them to your clients. Tip number 6, hire a mentor. I very fondly remember my first mentor, ANDREA. Go look her up. She's amazing. She taught me how to be embeddable. And if she hadn't taught me that valuable skill set early on in my business, I don't think I would have a business today, because social media is really hard to prove. We talked about this when we talked about reporting and those hidden stats. When you embed yourself into your client's business, they feel like they can't run their business without you. So if you can hack that, then you've got a golden goose, my friend. And if your clients are successful, you are successful. And I learned that from my very first mentor. Oh, and hey, if you want to learn more about how I mentor social media managers, I have a free resource. Click the link in the description below. It's called Supercharge Your Business in 2023. It walks you through even more steps on how to build a thriving business. And in that private podcast series, I talk a lot about how I mentor social media managers just like you. All right. Tip number 7 is to talk very loudly about what you're doing and your success. You know how I said, show your work to your clients? Well, we want to show our work to everyone else too, especially those people who are potential clients. And for the first 3 years of my business, I moved very quietly. I was not posting on social media. I spent my time applying to Upwork jobs and optimizing my Fiverr profile, and then doing the work, hiring my first team member, all of those amazing things. And when I lifted my head up, I realized, hey, I don't have a lot of proof here that I know what I'm talking about. And so I had to do a lot of backward pedaling to get that proof out there. So I highly encourage you, as you're working on building your social media management business, talk more about the process of working through that. For instance, the second that I realized that I needed to be more visible, that was 2018. I remember the year fondly. I dubbed 2018 the year of visibility, and I guested on over 50 podcasts. So I applied to hundreds of podcasts, got accepted to be a special guest on 50 of them, had my interview out there, and then became known for something in the industry. 2019, my business saw massive growth, and 2020 is when we were scaled past 10 team members during a global pandemic. Okay, so those seeds that I planted in 2018 really sprouted and has carried my business a long way since then. All right, my last tip for you today is to build your network of collaboration partners. Yes, I mentioned Fiverr and Upwork as amazing places to get your first clients. And trust me, they are amazing to get those first clients, but we don't want to hang out there forever. We want clients that are coming to us much more organically through referrals, and that oftentimes comes through strategic partnerships. So look at web designers, brand strategists, podcast editors, copywriters, people who are in your space that serve the same client as you, but maybe they're not directly in your lane. Okay, so people who you can pass clients back and forth to each other. And one of my favorite examples of this is the amazing Travis Brown, who you can see on Instagram. I think he's at Travis Brown on Instagram. He is the founder of Podcast Buddy, Poddex, and he is the co-founder of Social Boom, which is another social media-based company. Now, Travis Brown and I met on Instagram. I was looking for collaboration partners. I sent DMs to probably like 100 different podcast editors. I really noticed that a lot of my clients had podcasts. Some of my best clients had podcasts. And so I wanted to collaborate with podcast editors or producers so that we could share clients. And I met Travis on Instagram. We DM'd, we set up a virtual coffee date. He was the only person that I actually connected with. There were 2 other people I did coffee dates with. One canceled and one was just wah-wah, didn't go anywhere. But Travis and I really connected. We've met in person over the years. We have helped each other grow our businesses. And all of that came from an Instagram DM, which is so fun. So I highly encourage you to start building out your network of collaboration partners, those people who can help support you as you grow your business. All right, friends, that's all for today's video. This is how you really can get the grassroots start to your social media management business without any experience. I would love to know if you're starting your business today. Comment below in this video. Tell me a little bit about yourself. If you have your social media handles, drop them down below so I can check you out. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye for now.